I watched a couple games. The analysts were going crazy over him. Bro, I mean, you can make the face all you want. He didn't sneak up on nobody. What number was he drafted?
It wasn't 1 through 14, I don't think.
No, but I'm asking if somebody got an extra console. Like, my thing is this: if you drafted 1 through 20,
maybe I forget what number he went.
He was solid, right? What I'm saying is, you said Dalton Connect gets the hype because he's in LA, and I agree. I'm not talking about him not getting the hype in the NBA. I'm just saying he had the hype in Duke. That's why he got to the NBA. Because I'm being honest, I didn't like his game in Duke, but the commentators used to be going berserk. I used to be sitting in the house like, damn, they really going crazy over this kid?
Yeah, I remember him at Duke. I don't remember him. He wasn't a killer. They weren't good. Did they make the tournament that year? He was there?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. But I used to hear the commentators acting a little extra saucy, and I'm like, kid is like that. So I watched a couple games, and I'm like, okay, but it was enough hype for him to get drafted in the first round.
But that's what I'm saying is that he's good, and he's utilizing the social media, utilizing the marketing. And to me, he was up for rookie of the year with everybody else, and that hype wasn't there.
Get off the joint.
There's two. That's why I made the face, but it doesn't matter. If it's over. If it took him to go a little crazy in the league first. Then there was
I haven't seen my future in a while. Good morning, Miss Darlene Bryan. I know I've been missing in action. I will explain later, but I always got to show love to the Miss Darlene Bryan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, sweet lady. Go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry. You know we got to show her love.
Yeah, but what's up, Darlene? But I just because we were heated. It got not heated, but to me, what you're explaining is a lot of these young kids, a lot of people are getting the hype with social media and whatever it is, and they're not all that. And what I'm saying is McCain was all that, did the hype train, and he should have been a top 10 pick. Like there was the French Revolution happening this year. Look, the way he's playing, who's really better than him this year? Ricochet has some flashes.
Flea, hold on, Flea, just real quick before we get to
hooping now.
Stephon Castle is in there, but even Stephon Castle, you got to be a basketball nut to be even like the Stephon Castle from the draft. I'm watching him like, though, he look from the draft, the college highlights. I'm like, he looks crazy. He looks crazy.
I gotta ask Flea this because do you think McCain should have been a top 10 pick?
Me personally, no, because I don't know if I could see Jared McCain being the lead guard on somebody's team. That's a top 10 pick at his position. I don't think if you pick a guard in the top 10, you picking him to be either your lead guard or a guy that's going to get you a bucket. I don't ever see him ever be. So I'll ask you, now that I said that, I'll ask both of y'all. He a starting point guard in the NBA? I know it's his rookie season, but let's say 5 years from now, y'all see him being a starting guard?
Easily. A starting?
Yeah,
starting. I don't think y'all watching enough Jared McCain then. That's in the NBA. Y'all watch that he for his rookie, he saved the Sixers seat. Like he's the only hope for them. That team is so maybe the most disappointing team in the league.
Baby, and that kid is a rookie.
I don't care what he is. Yo, nice is nice. This is the part that I get confused with y'all. I'm giving somebody props, and that's confusing. I talk about Kyrie, that's confusing. I'm sure like Jared McCain was doing, like he was going crazy. The shit he was doing, he would get in transition, kick the ball out, and then run to the 3-point line. It was Steph Curry like. Not saying he's going to be the next Steph Curry, but he was doing things that's like, oh, that's a little mature for you. Like you're really working on your game. You're not just some TikToker. He was getting knocked for doing all that. Let's not forget that. So all the hype thing that you talking about, old ball, it's like, all right, I understand if it was Bronny, like Bronny deserved to get that treatment because y'all brought that upon yourself. Jared McCain was bringing the same heat on himself by being a TikToker, and he came through. That's my thing. You got to give somebody props when they putting all the heat on them and they go, yo, I'm that dude. Then we watch him, we go, oh, nah, he's nice. He gets busy.
Well,
So when they do that, I got to give you your props. And if he was doing, like, I don't watch college ball. So even with the kid we just talked about, Dylan Harper, nah, this kid is, y'all keep talking about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey probably has more potential because Dylan ain't he's just not as athletic or he's not as big. But Dylan Harper looks like, yo, that's more guaranteed right now.
He's a pro.
Yeah.
Way more polished right now. Way more polished.
His game, his touch, but he looks more grown, more mature. Ace Bailey ain't, you know how they say their body ain't fill out. He just his confidence. That's the other thing. McCain's confidence. I don't even see too many rookies that's the thing that I think you hate, AllBall. A lot of these guys go on social media. Yeah, you talk a lot. That's easy to do on there. But when you get on the court, you don't show improve. And to me, McCain did that. That's why I kind of felt bad for him when he got hurt.
Well, you know, like I said, I watched him play a couple games in Duke. I didn't like his game. How, like I said, the commentators loved his game. I wish I could find some clips of some of the commentators. That's what made me pay attention because I didn't know who he was. But they definitely were talking about the nail polish and how he had struck a deal, right? So, but his game he played decent ball, right? But I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he could be a starting point guard for every team in the NBA. Now, you give me the Washington Wizards, you give me Charlotte, certain teams, maybe in the future I get, but to be a starting point guard for like a championship contender or a playoff team, bro, as good as he played, Philly at one time was 2-12. So what was he doing over there that had Philly popping?
That team is trash.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's gonna be the next LeBron, Shaq. Nobody's saying any of this. We talking about a dude who's a rookie that is the same thing we seen with Dylan Harper. It's no problem for us to say Dylan Harper looks like he's about to be an NBA player. Out of anybody in college, I mean Cooper Flag, obviously. You know, but Dylan Harper, we're saying like he looks like he can impact the NBA right now. That's what we're saying. I'm not saying he's gonna be an all-star, all-NBA rookie year. McCain ain't gonna be no all-NBA dude, but nah, don't tell me his record is 2-12. Like that's crazy.
So what is his NBA comp to you? Like what's his ceiling? Who do you see? Who can you see him being? Because for me, like I see him as the role that he's in right now, like what he was gonna be for the next year or two, being a backup to Maxey, being a backup to the other off guard, coming off the bench, being a spark, learning how to play the game. I don't see lead guard from him. I see a guy that could shoot it really well. I'm not going to take away from him. He could really shoot that thing. So he could shoot it really well. But the way he attacks doesn't give me table setter and I'm going to get to it. It just shows me like he's a bucket. So why not leave him in that role? I just don't see it. So that's why I'm asking you, who you see him as in the NBA right now as a player comp.
Yeah, but I'm point guard that's like again when you have Steph Curry's a point guard. Like no, he's not, and you don't. So he already proved, especially in this era, you don't gotta be. He keep doing exactly what you're saying, Flea. And he was not expected to be this. He wasn't just some backup. He started playing starter minutes, a major role because everybody got hurt. Everybody is injured. Right. So he might not even play this year. This is kind of like
that's opportunity, right?
Right. And what happens when we see players take advantage of opportunity? That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, think of all the rookies that they rattle off, and they're saying this draft class is garbage. I don't even think that. I think that's starting. Everybody, I've heard that slow down. So with the league changing the rules, they talking about the game is garbage right now. Like me personally, I enjoy the games that I watch. Some of the Jack and threes, a lot of teams do look alike, but I guess I know what to look for when I'm watching the game. And that kid, to me, he made me want to watch 76 of basketball.
Well, let's get to the Knicks, Minnesota, because later on, I'm definitely going to explain to y'all how I don't enjoy the game. I enjoy some games. That I was out there in Vegas for the NBA Cup, and them games was horrific. So I'm like, we're going to get to that later. I'm definitely going to explain the whole experience. But
the games, the NBA games, you're talking about
horrific and Flea. Like, it's crazy. I was telling Fabian, I'm like, because right, didn't I say that Fabian before Flea jumped on? I said, yo, maybe we want to save that for another day because I want Flea to be on here. I want to explain the game is bad. The game is bad. And I definitely want to get. I'm glad all three of us up here because I want all three of our opinions because I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, and I saw close up, horrific.
Well, that's the way to get it started. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Y'all know who I am.
Oh, he threw the bomb. He got the bomb on his joint.
He threw the bomb on himself.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that because then you're going.
That's how Bobby Brown. Hey, Flea, that's how Bobby Brown started with No Addition. Listen, in a minute, it's about to be Fabian. Ball suckers.
It's about to be.
You know what? I bust out dance moves.
Yo,
wag my finger.
Nah,
I slipped a finger one time, and you know it's really funny. Every other day, I can't hear my drops. I just go with what you doing, Fabian. You know, I just live. I pay attention to that. But today, all of a sudden, both of y'all in the same exact spots. Nothing different. Oh, you drop a bomb on yourself? Look at Bobby Brown.
Monkey
Brown.
Flea, Monkey Rich Bill. Look, yeah, they show
by the grace of God, we heard our drops today. By the grace of God, thank you.
Hey, I don't even want to say nothing. Sometimes I don't hear neither. I'm just being honest with you.
Yo,
I said,
real quick before we get busy. Pause. Yo, you brought up Bobby Brown's name, right? I just read a story. You got to confirm this for me. You know I'm a little y'all my brothers. Y'all both got to confirm this for me. Hold on, Fabian. Hold on, bro.
I'm just hoping it doesn't involve Queens dudes.
No, you got to confirm this for me. Comment, y'all got to confirm this for me too. Is it true? So, are you familiar with the dude named Preacher from back?
Yeah.
He's from, yeah.
Okay.
Terrible Starfleet. Go ahead.
Word.
Okay, so
the
confirm
black.
this for me. I'm a little younger. Chill.
Go ahead, because this is we kind of grew up on listening to about this shit. But go ahead.
So time out. Yeah, we know Bobby was getting high, right? But so Bobby owes Preacher $25,000, and they run down on him in the spot. They kidnap him, and then they up it to $400,000.
And Whitney get him.
And then Whitney goes and brings the bag to get him.
So let me just say this
story, but I didn't know it was Preacher. Like I'm into the documentaries and all that, but I didn't know that was connected to that. That's why I'm like, you brought up Bobby Brown. I had to ask my brothers. Y'all a little older than me.
So I'm gonna just say this: Bobby Brown was really outside. Doesn't make you gangster tough. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, Flea, that story is true for one.
Okay.
For two, Bobby Brown was really outside. Bobby Brown is a maniac, bro. Respectfully, legend. But Bobby Brown at that time was nuts, bro. Nuts. Yeah. That story is definitely true.
That's a real that name, Preacher is a real. That's a touchy name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
especially New York uptown. That's a very touchy name. But that's why I say this, and I'm gonna spin this and smooth out of this very quickly, Flea. That's why I say 50 Cent better not fuck up this New York gangster story. You better go. He said he hired the HBO dudes from Boardwalk Empire and all whatever the hell else he was doing. You got to make the Boardwalk Empire like the black version in New York, because you know all the guys. Like the thing about 50 for me is that all the people that we heard, he knew them as a kid. So I'm not saying he knew Preacher, but the other dudes that we heard about, you knew them and you're about to make a story about them. This is kind of surreal. Nobody in Hollywood could do that. So names like that. Have y'all seen Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah.
If he does it like that, because I'm not a fan of Power, I gotta be mindful of my words. I'm not a fan of power whatsoever. None of that shit. You do something like The Wire, Boardwalk Empire type. You got those HBO guys to do this. This is to The Wire and Boardwalk Empire. What's the shit from the West Coast that the dudes want when they saw the freebasing, they selling crack and all that?
Snowfall.
Because Snowfall means better than all of that.
Oh,
you gotta
Snowfall is one of the best for me, one of the best shows ever. But.
Right. Except I'm sorry. The Wire is the best, but you gotta be in line with that because it's the story. Even with the BMF thing, is like you could have done that better. But you can't do what you did with BMF to these stories. These stories are it's too easy to make crazy because it's unbelievable. All the shit you talking about, Flea, we heard all that shit.
They stripped them naked.
That's what they did, bro. That's why when you hear like people make fun of Biggie now, don't you know my kid have kids?
Yeah, throw them over the bridge. Yeah.
Okay. That's what is playing in the back of your mind. These are the things that are being said growing up in the 80s. Don't go over there. It was that's why when they made it dangerous now, it's very random. But you could not go outside when the lights went out. Mm-hmm. It was dangerous. And they had boundaries. Stories like that from people like that, all the reason why. That name, even connection, everything about even the Uptown thing. I remember when with the whole Rich Porter thing. I remember when they made the paper. I didn't know who they were. I was 9 years old. That shit made the national newspaper. Somebody got their finger cut off, or they kidnapped them, and then they killed them. Shit.
Hold on, real quick. Always gotta shout out young ladies. Latoria B. You are 100. Latoria, you are 100, 1000% correct. Louis jammed everything up. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Man, big shout out to her for that. Yes.
Yeah. Rayful Edmonds just passed away. I didn't know because everything that passes by the screen now, I'm just like, I don't know, but
he wasn't even home. He wasn't even home for a year.
Right, but that's another crazy. Again. There's a connection there. It's just like all this stuff we kind of grew up on. And it's kind of, I don't say, I guess it is sad, but it's just reality. That's why I hope 50 really does this well because you could tie it to Rayful Edmonds. It's too crazy what he got going on, like, and especially in the position that he's in. I got a studio, all this space in Louisiana, whatever the hell he's at. Nah, that's too. Nah, 50 got to do this right.
50 turning into the hood Tyler Perry, bro. In a respectful, good way.
Yeah, he's putting it together.
I'm telling you. He's putting it together. What? See, my thing is in life. You know what 50 is doing, whether we like the projects or not. He's taking an initiative and doing it, and people are working and getting jobs. Nobody else is doing it. You got Hove, you got Dr. Dre, before P. Diddy got into his problems, you know, we have billionaires, black guys that people, Kanye, ain't nobody doing 50 Cent doing, bro. Like, simple and plain. So I root for him all day. Now, you know, like I said, the power, the first one with Ghost in them, legendary. These spinoffs, it's kind of out of control. But I get it. Maybe they're tending to the youth and not old heads like us. But what's name grew on me. It started off slow, but I'm starting to like it now. The one that's like the one that's about him as a young man with Rocky, the girl. Kanan Starr. Yeah. So like that's gradually coming along because it also has a good storyline. You correct, Fabian. BMF is kind of all over the place and it's a bit much, but once again, he's at least taking the initiative. And I don't see no other, you know, young black, Dominican, Hispanic man or woman attempting to do what he's doing, bro. Like real talk. And it's sad because just imagine if we had 10 50 cents that's reaching out and giving back to the culture. He's the only one doing it by himself. Simple and plain. And ever since he's been in this position, you've never heard nobody complain about him. Nobody, maybe except the guy that played Ghost. But like 50 Cent said, but 50 Cent say on the other hand, you also hear him say how many times I gave him money because he was jammed up. So for me, that's why I told y'all, for me, 50 Cent is in my top 5 greatest rappers of all time. And 50 Cent might be the GOAT of hip hop. We can have that discussion another time, but we praise Jay-Z, we praise Dr. Dre, we praise Puff. I think 50 Cent is better than all of them as a businessman, and as a leader and a boss. I think he got all them beat, bro.
Yeah, I'm not rolling. I love 50, and I'm from Queens, so I love it. But that's a bigger conversation. I think we could spend some other time on that. But
right.
And I leave it with this. The reason why I guess maybe for me, with that Bobby Brown story is funny is because I like what Deb Anthony said. I think it was whoever, which was the total truth. All them guys wasn't even the real stars when they were in the room, when the dealers and all that. When they was in the room, they were the stars, and the power and all that. Just like that exact story that you said. Y'all better rewind this and listen to what Flea asked. That story proves who the real stars were, who the real power players were back then, and still are.
L talks about going to parties and just being in parties, and the Supreme Team is in there, and he's looking at these cats like, yo, like, I'm nice, I can rap, I'm cool, whatever, but these niggas are like, we here because of them. It was
exactly.
So I definitely understand what you're saying.
Yo, I always told you, old boy, I wish you could meet my man B from Uptown. My other guy B, I haven't seen him in years. When I tell you, they told me all the stories they would tell me. They seen L at Union Square. They seen Brooklyn dudes snatch his chain off the stage, and it was like, what could he do? They didn't care. L, okay, he's a rapper. He's not one of us. They treated him like and that's what it was. It was dangerous back then, and it's. I just want 50 to make a classic. He needs to make a Get Rich or Die Trying version of his movies and shit like that. That's what I want to put all your effort in. You got the studio. If you put out a classic, it's really over because the money will never stop. Like the attraction, the people that want to come to you to be able to make these kind of projects is endless. Young Thug, all these guys are gonna want to work with you after that because you're the man. Be the Dr. Dre of that shit, man. Anyway. Sorry, old boy. You keep looking at the ground. I know what that means.
Nah.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab.
You heard him play? Nah. I don't by now. Like I don't know this other. You kidding me? You kidding me? Former New York Knicks Julius Randle is back in action for the first time against his former New York Knicks organization, who he had an all NBA spot with, helped get us to this mega level that we're on, help provide a platform for Jalen Brunson to step on and go bananas. He had some things to say the other day when we asked him about Trae Young stepping on the court or rolling dice on the logo, which I never really even cared about because I like Trae Young being a villain. Julius Randle,
Trae Young a punk.
Debate.
21 and when Trae Young did the Val thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what he did the other night at the Garden?
No, what happened?
You didn't see it?
What happened?
He rolled the dice on the logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
What Isaiah said, what did he say?
Nah,
Isaiah
man,
said
come on,
he
you gotta be better.
He wouldn't have allowed that.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy, bro.
So you were there in 20.
So Julius Randle hit us with the.
He can't even lie correct.
Right. he tried the old ball impression, like, oh, that's crazy. That's not crazy.
That. You ain't. That was a viral moment. What are you talking about, bro?
Clearly, this game means a lot to him because he's ignoring the fact, he's ignoring the hype. Oh, yeah, we're playing the Knicks, just another game. That's also what he said. I don't believe him whatsoever. Oh, boy, what does this game mean for us, the Knicks, Julius Randle, and just in general at this point in time in the NBA season?
For the Knicks, it means a hell of a lot. It's everything. For Minnesota, it means nothing. Right, exactly. Fish. Yeah, man. Like he has some of that fire. But for us, to me, this means everything. This game is very important, especially away in Minnesota, because we know, the Minnesota locker room is probably going to try to hold Julius Randle down as much as possible. But this has nothing to do with him. This has everything to do with us. We need to prove that we made the right trade and we made the right move. Props to Julius Randle, but you can tell, listen, man, his heart is broken. I don't think he'll ever be the same. I think we're gonna start hearing the last of Julius Randle. I'm being for real. Minnesota took a major step back. Julius Randle will never be an All-Star again. He will never be an All-NBA player again. He will never be beloved by that Minnesota fan base like New York. But this game means everything to us. Going away against the West, people say the West is the tougher conference. And also, Cat's going back home. So Cat has something to prove also to Minnesota. Y'all pick Ant-Man over me? Oh, yeah? Okay, let me show y'all made the wrong choice, which is starting to look like. Has nothing to do with Ant-Man. I'm not saying Ant-Man isn't great, but eventually we're going to have that conversation at the end of the season. Who's a better basketball player, Ant-Man or Cat? But I think this game is very important for us. We need to get rolling. We need to start stacking up some wins, stacking up some consistent wins, some consistent play, and start understanding it's about to be that time of the year going into All-Star break. And Flea, everybody know people say that's when the real NBA starts after the All-Star break. So, we need to start playing great basketball. And what's a better time than to go against, one of the best teams in the West that just came from a Western Conference. People say Ant-Man is considered one of the best players in the NBA. But I'm going to leave it at this. This game will prove that we made the right choice. That trading Julius Randle for Cat is something that we had to do to get to the next level. So I think we really need to make a statement. Minnesota beating us won't be as huge as us beating Minnesota. We really need to make a statement. Yeah, I'm being honest. I don't think no one cares about Minnesota at this point. I'm sorry. Minnesota is not no threat to nobody. They're not going to the championship. They're not. I'm being honest. I don't even watch their games no more. But our Knicks, we made these moves to get to the next level. So a game like this, we need to win and we have to win. So I think this game means everything to us because we have to start playing consistent basketball. Can't keep win one, lose two, three. No. Let's go on a stretch of beat some good teams. And I know Fleegan, y'all can attest to this. We have to start beating good teams. Minnesota's a good team. Everybody's healthy. So let's see how we look against a viable team with all their players, especially with a player that some people consider one of the best players in the NBA in Ant-Man. So today is a test. And I'm going to say it before I let y'all go. Tom Thibodeau is still on the hot seat. And I'm not saying pause. I'm about to get t-shirts made too saying I'm not saying pause. I'm sick of that shit. But we need to beat Minnesota tonight, Flea, because I'm tired of us beating up on teams that's not healthy. And then we get extra hype. You know me, I get hype. Man, we could be the Pee Wee League team. We going to the chip, baby. Then we go against a Detroit and get our boots smoked. So tonight is very important for us. I think Minnesota is a regular game for us. Now we get to see how we look against a playoff contending team with a rising superstar and a fully healthy roster.
Flea, do you agree with AllBall? This game is meaningless.
No, I said to Minnesota it's meaningless. To us it's everything. Don't do that, Fabian.
Don't step on my point.
Listen, for me, I'm not like fazed by this game at all. That's me. For me, I think the only thing that I really agree with OG is that I think we should play hard for Cat. Like, I'm not a Minnesota fan at all. Y'all know I'm a diehard Knicks fan. But from a basketball perspective, it still is mind-boggling how you make the decision of trading Karl-Anthony Towns after you make the Western Conference Finals. That doesn't make basketball sense to me. From a business perspective, okay, you don't want to pay the $50 million, fine. But from a winning perspective, from trying to build something over there, you don't do that. So yes, I think going into this game, we should be going in there with an attitude of like, having Cat's back. Cat right now is leading the league in rebounding. Cat is having a career year across the board, maybe except for scoring. Right? He's playing his ass off. Say what you want about Karl-Anthony Towns. He's playing his ass off right now. There's nothing bad that we could say about him after what? 25, 30 games? Where are we at right now? Almost 30 games in? Like, there's nothing bad that you can say about this dude right now. So I think it's bigger for him on an individual level that we go in there and have his back, play well. Don't come out not defending. Don't come out, not flying around, making easy shots. All that type of stuff that we do when we are sleepwalking, we can't do that tonight. We got to go in there and, like you said, OG, make a statement. Make a statement. Go in there and thump them. If we really like that, go in there and thump them. We beat the shit out of Denver a couple weeks ago. We went out west and had a good road trip. Right. Let's do it again. What do I always say? Let's build on this. You got to build on this. Jalen Brunson's playing great basketball. Mikal Bridges is figuring out his spots and what where he could be effective on the offensive end, and is catapulting his defense. Right, he's looking a lot better. OG is OG. We don't have Josh Hart tonight. That might be big. So
it's legit. I know they said questionable. Is it legit?
Yeah, it's legit. We don't have Josh Hart tonight. So what did I just say to you the other day, Fabian? I feel like he's, our most irreplaceable player. So how do we replace him and what he does? Everything. The intangible guy, the Swiss Army knife, the utility guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think we gotta take it up a level. Not having Josh Hart, going into Minnesota. They said go to hell, Karl-Anthony Towns. We need to go in there and, like you said, OG, make a statement. So it's going. I would like to see how we look in the first 5 minutes of tonight. First 5 minutes of tonight is gonna let me know everything I need to know about the Knicks tonight.
That's a fact.
Well, real quick, I'm just seeing this on Twitter. I seen Let's Talk Knicks is saying Josh Hart is out for tonight's game due to personal reasons. This was after he was listed as questionable for tonight versus the Timberwolves. It was for personal reasons the entire time. So I see people saying a lot of prayers for Josh Hart. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he's going the LeBron route, taking personal reasons for business purposes and taking the time out from Tibbs' schedule. I'm trying to make it a light joke because you never know what anyone's going through. But also, I got to double down what Flea is saying with the Timberwolves. The Boston Celtics are up for sale, and they signed everybody, their main core four, to crazy contracts. They just want a chip. How do you guarantee, a sale for your fans, let alone the next person trying to buy them? You make sure that the core people involved continue whatever success you had, and it's looking, Minnesota's looking more and more stupid.
How many times we got to say Glenn Taylor's a piece of shit? How many times do we have to say that?
Right. Top 2 defense in the league. They're only, 4th in the league now, so the defense is still good, but they're 19th in the league on offense, and they just don't look in sync. So, Randle. Let me say this, man. Now I gotta turn it up a little bit. This is why I hate you motherfuckers. Both of you. Last 2 weeks or whatever it is, we questioning the culture of the league. It sucks. It stinks. Bring it back to the old school. This is the opportunity now to say, hey, this is your former team. Here's some drama. Here's something human involved in it. Yeah, let's hype this. We're supposed to hype this. No, Randall, you sound like a jerk. You know who we are. That's crazy. That's crazy because you're not here anymore. Because you didn't want to re-sign with the Knicks for whatever kind of contract. You were far off from contract extension negotiations, whatever the hell it is. Nah, man. Like y'all said, let's go beat his ass. Let's get Karl-Anthony Towns out there. This is personal. You can't be a competitor and not think this is the team that just traded me out of the Western Conference Finals. Hell no. Julius Randle, y'all traded me after we had that January. After the All-NBA season, I'm the one who set everything up for Jalen Brunson. Can't tell me this ain't personal. Can't excuse me. Can't tell me you don't want to see them take it personal on the court. Whatever we feel is whatever. But I want to see action on the court. I want to see it get physical. I want to see Dante go crazy again. The other ex-Knick. Talk shit to Rick Brunson again, please. I want to see it. Please, you know I love my old school wrestling.
It was choppy. It was chippy in the preseason. That was a preseason game. So
and you ain't like it?
That was a preseason game in the Garden. So we on the road. Like, listen, I fully expect Anthony Edwards plays with that type of charisma. He already knows that Julius Randle is going to try to get off tonight. Everybody on that side is going to have the same type of attitude that everybody on our side should have. This should be a goodie. This should really be a goodie. We should be in for a good game. We should win the basketball game, but we should be in for a good game.
Y'all ready?
Yep. What you got, OG?
You know why this is not what Fabian wants it to be and why me and Flea is just nonchalant and chilling? Who cares about DiVincenzo and Randle? They are not big enough names. Sorry. This ain't no rivalry. And it's Minnesota. Who cares? Like I said, this game is, from our side, huge. From the Minnesota side, who cares? No disrespect. Randle, good player. DiVincenzo, good players. Nobody cares. Because the names in the back of them jerseys ain't selling nothing. So it ain't going to never be a rivalry. That's just the honest truth. Now, if it can get a little chippy, like you said, DiVincenzo and the coaching staff and things of that nature. But come on, bro, let's be realistic. Flea said it, and then Fabian, you agree, so I agree with both of y'all. Let's hold Cat down and get the W for Cat. But let's be realistic. Nobody cares about Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. I'm sorry. We only cared about you when you was in New York.
Yeah,
I mean, you can make that face all you want. Go ahead.
No,
hey, hold on. You see the hype with the Atlanta, New York, the villain, Trae Young. Where's that at for this game tonight? Crickets out here.
You just read my mind and said exactly what I was gonna say. Why do we care about Trae Young? Because he came to the Garden. People spit on him like idiots.
He's a superstar.
Well, that's part of the reason why, but he also is engaging with the crowd. He's engaging with us, which is very New York-like. Dante DiVincenzo in the preseason was acting very New York-like. That's part of the reason why you get to hate somebody and feel something for them. How do you become a superstar? Shit don't happen overnight. You got to take advantage of these moments, and that's their problem. That's why Julius Randle never understood that. That was his big problem. But also, fans got to stop with all the criticizing every day. We hate everybody. No, let's take advantage of these moments. Why the hell else do we watch sports? For what? Because we want them to act out what we feel. That's it. It was talking about Westbrook. That's what was also horrible about that clip the other day, Flea. When Colin Cowherd said he's never watched the NBA game for Russell Westbrook, then you don't love the game. Because say what you want about Russell Westbrook, got all the criticism in the world, but he plays how we feel about basketball.
He plays how every player should be. At the motor that he has, every player should have that. And some just don't. Right? You either have that or you just don't.
And Randle has it, but it's not controlled. It's always, all over the place. But Westbrook at least shows how we feel. He's not going to be SGA because SGA ain't as much of a star to me as Russell Westbrook was. He might be better, but stardom, making me watch that game or what Westbrook's playing, I'm watching. He might do some crazy shit. That's Westbrook. Randle might do some crazy shit and kick a chair over. He doesn't take advantage of his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And this is an opportunity. Don't turn it, bro. You in the NBA. You ain't never going to do this shit again in your life. And that's why, again, I'm so glad that Cat came to New York and he plays like he realizes I might not ever have this chance again. That's how you're supposed to do this thing. So for this guy to say, "Oh, that's crazy," be nonchalant. Nah, man, fuck that. When they come to the Garden, we might have to boo them throughout from JFK to Madison Square Garden to 8th Avenue.
Well, I mean, if there's a game that we could start building on the identity that we want to have, then tonight should be the night, right? What we were missing, the chippiness. Say, like you said, nobody's worried about DiVincenzo and Julius, but what we did lose with them is the chippiness, is that little attitude that Fabian is referring to, right? All of that stuff we turned into a positive when they were New York Knicks. They're no longer here. So, call it what you want. Our Knicks team is a lot more finesse now than it is getting after it. We don't have a lot of guys on our team that's really get down and dirty like a Josh Hart. We had a couple guys that did that in them. So now we got to start building a tougher identity. Yes, we got guys that can put the ball in the basket. Love it. But we got to start defending. We middle of the pack. I just looked at it. We 15 and deep. We right in the middle. That has to go to another level. I don't give a fuck what we do in the offensive end. Y'all heard me the other day ranting and raving about the record-setting offensive that we have. I don't give a fuck. Who cares at this point? Can you stop somebody? Stop allowing teams like Charlotte, Detroit to be in games with you because you just can't get stopped. So, yeah, this is an identity game for me.
I think Hugs Purdy just got called up, Monkey Wrench, back from the Westchester Knicks, whatever the hell that shit is called. Y'all be, that's how I know y'all, maybe y'all bigger fans than me, because I ain't watching no Westchester Knicks, man. And Deuce McBride is starting, replacing Josh Hart, by the way, Nostalgic Knicks. Sorry for the delay. I just looked it up, my brother. Thanks for tuning in and having us give you a replay. I mean, give you the update on the Knicks starting lineup. You are amazing, my brother. Or I don't know what you are.
So Deuce is starting, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flea.
What up, bro?
Would you consider that a gamble? It's the most wonderful time of the year for getting in on all hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we're being gifted college football and basketball, pro football and basketball, and pro hockey too, almost 24/7. And here's a gift for all new customers. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ABTV. That's code ABTV for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive a reward. The bet must win to receive the reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
Took your time. You took your time. Like what you did there. It's a good read.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Did that.
Oh, boy. We talked about Jared McCain. Did we already get into how the NBA is horrible? We've been commenting on all week. That's been going on the last 2 weeks. Just everybody talking about the ratings and the 3-point shots. Go ahead, Fleet.
Hold on. Before you go there, Fabian, we got to ask OG. Who's the most irreplaceable Knick, OG?
Right now?
Right, who's the most irreplaceable guy on the team for you?
Cat.
Okay.
Carl Anthony Towns. It showed the game didn't play. We're a totally different ball game. And everybody know I'm biggest Jalen Brunson fan, but right now, without Cat, we have a shot at nothing. Nothing. But you know what, Flea? I might have answered that too quick. See, the Chaunceyville Detroit Pistons, everybody was just as important as the other, right? So a question like that, if I take my time and really think about it, I think us as a unit is irreplaceable. Um, if we have any chance of getting to a deep playoff run or to the finals, we need everybody fully healthy, Flea. So to be politically correct and literal, I would say Cat, but to be realistic, us as a unit, if we don't have our 6, 7 guys fully healthy, I think we miss any of them. We doomed. We doomed. And that includes Mikal Bridges, who I hope, will have a great night tonight now that Josh Hart is hurt. Maybe that's more shots, more just everything for him. But damn, Fleet, that's a great question. But I just think I think the Knicks right now, we need everybody, literally everybody, to be successful.
You went. Who'd you go? Who did you go again, Fabian?
We had the same list. We had, Brunson's number 1, and then we had put Josh Hart number 2 or ball.
I put Josh Hart. Yeah,
and it was basically because if they're irreplaceable, that means you go out there and trade any of them. How do you replace them? And with Jalen Brunson is like, you might find, John Morant, all these other guards that could score, but do they have his leadership and just what he's been able to do, off the ball, off the court? And with Josh Hart, even with, I love OG, but it's like there are defensive player of the year dudes out there. He ain't the only one. And with Cat, it's like he ain't the only big man score, Joker and Porzingis. There's a lot of guys that bring his stuff to the table. But with Josh Hart, it's like we don't see too many Josh Harts in the league. There's way less of him at any level. Who do you
he does it at such
to?
a supreme level. That's why I was like, it's like we're gonna find another guy to do it like that.
Well, was Josh Hart healthy? Game 7 against Indiana at home.
That was a
no. I'm just
crazy
asking.
Loaded question because who wasn't healthy. Flea. This guy thinks he's.
I love Josh Hart. Josh Hart, but
actually, hold on. Actually, he wasn't healthy. Actually, he almost tore his stomach off.
Oh yeah, that is right. That is true. That did happen that game.
Yeah. How late in the game did that happen?
It doesn't matter. The point is, our point still stands, AllBall. And you went with that the Cat who just got here. He got here 2 days ago. And he's over here talking about he's irreplaceable. Flea. What kind of behavior is this?
Listen, I just wanted to add. He missed a good question. I wanted OG's input on that one.
I had about enough of it.
Think about it. Cat is our best rebounder. He's probably our best 3-point shooter. Okay, starting 5: Brunson, Bridges, OG, Precious. Oh, that's projected. Carl Anthony Towns. That's projected. Okay. But y'all said it's already legit. Deuce. Okay.
Well, NBA.com has it as Deuce, so like maybe another projection. Who the hell knows? The game's starting in 20 minutes. Like y'all better get it together. But we don't all agree on who's the most important Knick. But we do agree on what's most important for this NBA to be interesting. And AllBall feels nothing but doom and gloom, apparently, for the children of the future in the NBA. What's going on, man? Marvin Gaye style.
So
that was good. That was good, baby. That was
good. That was good. I ain't gonna lie. I was in Vegas. And I love to give these stories from my brother Flea, my brother Fabian, everybody in the chat. So I was in Vegas for the NBA Cup. The experience was great. The NBA, man, the way they do things is legendary. T-Mobile Arena, right outside of T-Mobile Arena, you had ESPN with Stephen A. and Kendrick and them shooting live, and then right next to them, you have Barkley and them, Shaq, Kenny, Ernie shooting live. So if you got there a little early, you could literally be right there. Even if you got there late, you still watching them shoot their shows live. So the experience was great, man. Vegas was great. But the NBA game is in big trouble, y'all. I was there. That NBA Cup needed the Knicks there. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Knicks fan. The energy, the fan base, the league is in trouble, y'all. I've been watching basketball my whole life. Basketball being played today is horrific. And I'm not I'm tired of blaming or trying to blame Steph Curry or James Harden. Nah. But Flea, you my brother, man. Fabian, y'all my brothers. It's nothing but bad 3-point shots. Literally. OKC, Houston, watching them games. Terrible. Terrible. Yo, it was at a point where how are you at an NBA game and the crowd is dead silent? Nothing but bad 3-point shots. I watched OKC against Milwaukee. That game was over in the second quarter. This is a championship game for everybody to get 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm just like, and then now when you really think about it, the ratings is down, the ratings is bad, and it's to the point now where now you having people complaining. And these are the things we all used to complain about. I'm just trying to figure out if you're not a good 3-point shooter, just because you can shoot doesn't mean you should shoot. Bro, literally one quarter, you get nothing but 3-point shot. There's no post play, there's no inside play, there's no mid-range. There's none of that. It looks like upgraded bad high school basketball. Right now, if you go to high school games, it's transition in bad 3-point shots. That is a fact. High school, they're not setting picks. They're not setting screens. They're not running plays. Nobody is flashing out to the free throw line. None of that. It's transition in bad 3-point shots. And I never thought that at the highest level it would get to that. My brothers, I'm not impressed with SGA when I was watching. I'm not impressed with OKC. I'm sorry. I seen it live. I'm gonna tell you who I'm impressed with. The Atlanta Hawks. Let me tell y'all something. They got players that lock down. They got players that put you in jail. They play defense. And they actually play decent basketball. But the league is in trouble, fellas, and it's getting to a point now where it's like I never thought that you could have a night of basketball, and if you miss it, you're not missing anything. Fleet, all they doing is shooting threes, bro. That's it. That's it. Now Curry doing it is artwork. He gonna put you in the blender. He might could pull that thing from half. Dame Lillard, same thing. But for everybody, and big shout out to Kenyon Martin and them, Gilbert and them, because they discussed this. And Kenyon says something that was a great point. I don't never really agree with nothing he says, but I got to give him props. He said, please tell me in any world where Andre Drummond should be able to shoot a 3-point shot. I'm going to say it again. Because you got to love it. Tell me in any world where a guy like Andre Drummond should feel comfortable shooting threes. That's the game today. The game is horrific. Horrific, bro. And y'all talking to a person that might choose basketball over everything. Sometimes I may kick my kids in the ass for basketball. But today is bad. And right now, we almost at All-Star break. I don't think we have 5 classic games yet. Give me one memorable game right now that we've seen so far this season.
For the season, nah. I ain't got nothing for you.
Well, the Boston, for me, Boston, Minnesota.
The Boston, Cleveland? Okay, for me, it was the Boston, Cleveland where Donovan Mitchell kind of caught fire in the fourth quarter. But my point is, now Flea is a basketball historian. And you heard what he said, quick. And then Fabian, me and you had to think a little bit. My point is, I watched it live, and I listened to people complain. Like I said, what Vegas did, the thing was jam-packed. But I listened to people complain. The fan bases were terrible. Like I said, the 4 teams that was there, their fan base was sprinkled in there, like lightly. So I know for a fact, the Lakers, Boston, Knicks, certain fan bases, the league is in trouble, fellas. And I'm not going to blame LeBron. I'm not going to blame Curry. I'm not going to blame nobody. It starts from a high school level. We're allowing people to get away with murder. And then we allow Adam Silver, who I've been saying is the softest, weakest to ever run any sport. I'm not saying you can't have entertainment, but when it's just purely offense. They can carry. They can walk. They can low manage. It's terrible, fellas. It's terrible, and I think the league is in big trouble. I don't know how to fix it. I'm not going to act like I know how to fix it. I mean, I have suggestions, but it starts with the players. No matter what, nobody can suggest. If the players doesn't have that Kevin Garnett mindset, where a AI mindset, a Kobe mindset, even though LeBron came, where it's like, I want to kill you on the court. I want to compete. Bruh, the league is in trouble. The league is in trouble. And I don't see it getting any better. It's bad. It's bad, fellas. And I watched it firsthand, and I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed, man. Like I said, down 20, championship game, guys out there just jacking up threes because they don't care whether they win or lose. And to me, that's where the game is messed up at. They're being taught from a high school level. It's all about money. It's not about nothing else. It's all about everything but the game. SGA went viral for wearing like a bra, but I come to find out it does a lot. Like
it's a
right,
heart
your
monitor.
heart, right.
But
right,
they knew, but the designers of that knew what the fuck they was doing when they designed it like that.
Right,
Like,
but
and
Flea,
he knew what he was
Flea,
doing by wearing it like that. Like,
no,
what the fuck
Flea,
are you doing?
he knew what
like,
he knew what he was doing by he could have took it off in the locker room when nobody seen him and still put
100%,
so
100%. But these weird niggas is starting to do weird
there
shit.
we go.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
let
Flea.
you finish because I got like it.
No. I'm gonna let you.
Like we could dumb it down to basketball, but it's really the world that we live in, man. It like the way the game is taught is because of the way the world. We can't teach hard anymore. We can't coach tough anymore. We can't do it. Mom and dad is involved. They don't want you to coach their kids tough, and then they go home and they're not gonna parent their kids tough, right? It's way more that goes into why the game of basketball from a grassroots level all the way up looks like dog shit right now. It's so much more that goes into it. You can't even coach these kids anymore. So now the coaches have turned into like glorified trainers. Fuck it, I'm gonna just make money off of this. I'm gonna just jump into the pool of exploiting these kids because I can't coach them. I can't be John Thompson. I can't be Bobby Knight. I can't be Larry Brown. I can't be Lenny Wilkins. I can't be these tough coaches. I can't do that shit no more. It's not allowed because everybody's so fucking soft.
Wait, Flea. Let me let you finish cooking, but hold on. Donald D. Maselli, respect. But you're dead wrong. See, this is what I don't understand, Flea. Y'all keep telling us how talented this generation is. Why is there so much bad basketball? I put up a post today about Clyde Drexler. Y'all telling me all these guys is that much talented than Clyde Drexler? Now, they may shoot the three-point shot better than him, but are they more athletic? Are they better defensively? He was a highlight reel. Flea, you please finish cooking because you're making a great point, but I just don't understand how we can still be saying the same things, but there's nothing but bad basketball.
Because people don't want to be students of the game no more. There's no more students of the game. Kobe Bryant, I'm probably biased because y'all know how much I love Kobe, but student of the game. He wanted to learn from a nigga like Eddie Jones, from a cat like Gary Payton. These guys couldn't hold Kobe's shorts when he got to his peak, but he learned from them type of cats, right? So I'm just saying that there's not enough guys in the game of basketball right now that want to learn. They think they really nice, and I don't need to learn shit no more. Everybody's at the peak as soon as they touch the NBA. That's what I was saying about the rookie thing with you, Fabian. It wasn't about like not saying that this kid could eventually be great, but you a rookie, dude. You a rookie. Relax. You got a lot to learn. So I'm just saying there's not enough students anymore. There's not enough students. And then it takes away the teachers now. The teachers don't want to teach no more. It's hands off. There's a lot of money involved. There's way more business than basketball. It's so many layers to this shit, fellas. I'm like, this is a topic that we could talk about for the next 3 hours. There's so many layers to why the product on the floor looks the way it does. Everybody's trying to copycat. Yo, listen, respectfully, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are great, great shooters, legendary shooters. You niggas are not them. For any young hoopers that ever see this, you niggas are not them. Understand the fundamentals of the game. It used to be a time where, as a basketball player, you had to be able to finish at the rim. You had to be able to finish through contact. You had to be able to make a layup with your right hand and your left hand. How many can do it right now?
Hey, Flee, hold on. Let's take it a step further. And I want Fabian to get in this. Right now, if you ask, and this is no knock to him, LaMelo Ball playing great basketball. I guarantee you right now, if you ask LaMelo Ball, do you care about winning a championship? He'll probably tell you straight up no. That's what the world is today. It's sad. It's sad that, and I've said this numerous times, when the last time you heard someone say, I want to be considered one of the greats. I want to win multiple championships. I'll do any and everything it takes. When have you seen that? When the last time you heard that?
These kids don't come in starving. OG, these kids, it's a different era of kids that are exposed to the game of basketball. You got a lot of Nepo babies now, right? You got a lot of people that are just attached to the game. They grow up with a lot of the money in their pocket and are able to be trained, able to be exposed. At one point, like you talked about, some real quick, you talked about somebody offline. I'm not even gonna mention them, but you talked about somebody offline and they ran in to another player, a star, and they groupied out, right? But that used to be normal back in the day, because when you looked at another guy, you're like in awe that, damn, he's that good. I want to learn. We're talking about contemporary, like I want to be like him. I want to do what he. Now you come in, and it's like, nigga,
you think you're just as big as a star,
right? You walk in the door, and Jared McCain thinks he's as good as Steph Curry. You want people to have the attitude of hunger, but you want guys to be students too, to learn. And I just don't see enough people willing to learn the game of basketball. I don't see it. Who is Daniel DiMaselli? Who is he?
He was the one going.
Is he an all-ball supporter?
Yeah, he's been around for, I think he's like 60 years old. He's been watching the Knicks since forever.
Okay.
He was going crazy with the cat trade with me. He wanted to have a drink. He was going crazy. I don't even drink. He's like, I don't even drink, about to have one.
Got it.
Y'all make, like, Flea was going bananas right now. AllBall asking, were there any classic games that you remember? And it's just like everything y'all said combined, it just makes the most sense, because with all the highlight reels and stuff, the fact that the NBA, I've seen a lot of different opinions. The NBA, I was shocked the NBA was on ABC for that championship game. I didn't know where to find it. I'm looking at TNT, looking at the NBA channel, looking over here. I'm like, oh, ABC. Wow. That's why I have to go look for the championship, the in-season tournament thing. It doesn't feel like a big deal, because everything else feels like a big deal off the court. There is no SGA, and it happens sometimes, the Tim Dungans of the world. But before I get to that point, that's a big issue. But the thing that Flea said with these kids more and more kids being grown up, like with money, I didn't hear that until, I think Flea's been saying that. Then I heard it again recently, and then Flea just reminded me of that. That's part of the hunger thing. You're not growing up hungry to do this thing, even though I kind of disagree with you, AllBall, but I understand your point with LaMelo. LaMelo is like almost too competitive to not care. I don't care what it is. He wants to outdo you, it seems like, regardless of what you feel about him. I don't think he's shooting great, but I think he's competitive. He talks shit. I like LaMelo. I'm just saying your point. I'm not going to kill your message.
But see, like, for Molly Mall, let me read Molly Mall's comment real quick. You got to remember, these kids today grew up all knowing each other in AAU and basketball camps. So when they get to the NBA, they just feel like they're playing with their friends. Now, hold on. I want to address that, right? As much as he is right, he's not telling the full truth. Chris Webber and Juwan Howard were playing in high school together too. Like, Jason Williams and Randy Moss was playing in high school together too. Like, Ray Allen and John Morant's dad was playing in high school together too. I'm just talking about the fact that guys grew up playing together as well back in the day. That didn't change the competitive nature, though. Nowadays, these niggas don't want to compete because they had pizza together or because they was in the same 5th grade class. Like, that shit didn't matter. Just because you was my best friend or I grew up on the same AAU team. Yo, one of the best AAU teams of all time with Elton Brand and Lamar Odom
Ron
and
Artest
Eric Barkley and Ron Artest. You don't think them niggas was competing? Yes, we grew up together. I don't care about that. It's the time. It's not about who grew up and what. I understand Molly Mall's point. Great point. But that shit's been happening. It's how we're bred nowadays. It's different. Way different.
Damn. Hold on, Fabian, just real quick. I just want to give a shout out to Jayden Sammy. Says something that I love. The NBA went from an actual sport to a TV show. That right there sums it up. It's about everything but the game. And nobody's right or wrong in this. I'm just saying, me watching the game, I'm not giving no excuse. I'm not blaming it on NIL. Because how many players, guys like Barkley, who told y'all, yeah, I got money in college. Might not have been 2-3 million, but guys was getting money. Sebastian gave up the goods. Yeah, we was getting money in high school. Brandon Jennings. So it was players getting the bag. So all of them wasn't broke. But you know what? That era was just a different mindset. And Fleet touched on something, Fabian. I want you to respond whenever you get a chance. The way the world is today, that's what's impacting everything. Back in that era, it was about competition. It was about, I want to kill you on the basketball court. It was about everything opposite of today. Now, we are preaching this, whatever it is, but my thing is this, and I'll let it go. When are we going to start holding ourselves accountable? These guys are grown men. These guys are grown men. At the end of the day, do you want to be considered great? Do you want to be one of the greatest ever? Or do you want to be popping on social media? To me, that's the fight. And I think guys rather be popping on social media than be one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how, and I think it's like that with football and basketball. I think if guys had a choice, they'd quit basketball if they could get that $200-300 million contract and be popping on social media.
We know you got a couple dollars, Fish. Don't front. We know.
They pay Fish and food stamps. I gotta throw a shot at Fish, man. You know, Fish always kill me over there.
They pay Fish and food stamps.
My brother right there.
I did make this point the other day, though, that after Michael Jordan, there was a lull. Even with Kobe and Shaq, it wasn't. It was a downfall. But even
that 98 to 03.
Not just that. That wasn't the worst. The worst was them damn Spurs Pistons finals, big garbage. And nobody, you guys don't want to hear it, but it was boring as hell. They got rid of
basketball. Boring is the difference. We talking about the conversation. Stay with us, Fabian. Don't do it.
I don't know if it was great basketball.
How many games?
We talking about basketball.
How many games did that series go?
7.
Just asking. Right? Stay there. Hold on, Fabian. Hold on, bro. Listen, I don't want to listen. I'm just asking a simple question. It went 7 games. What was the average as far as like point differential as far as team winning by how much? Seriously.
I don't know, because I know that the Cavs and the Spurs had like the smallest amount, but I'm not sure about the Pistons and Spurs one. But they were averaging like, a good 65 points per game each.
No. What I'm saying is, like, let's say one got 65. Does one have 90? Does one have 70? So while you looking that up, my thing is this. Today's finals, these things is going 4 or 5 games, bro. Everybody's hurt. Nobody's playing. That's what I'm saying. Well, what do we want? What do we want? The whole league is hurt. You get a finals 5 games, average blowouts of 20 points. It's games where you could be in the finals. You ain't even got to watch it.
Real quick, please. The Spurs 84-69 game 1, 97-76 game 2. Game 3, the Pistons won 96-79. Game 4, the Pistons won 102-71. Game 5, the Spurs won by 1 point, 96-95. Game 6, 95-86 Pistons. And Game 7, 81-74 Spurs.
Now, stay there. No, that's bad. Now, do the finals for who just was in the finals? Boston and who?
And the Mavericks, but that's historically bad.
No,
like they got
no. Be fair.
How was that bad?
No, hold on. But hold on, Fabian. No. Be fair. Hold on, Fleet. No, hold on, Fleet. Let him be fair. Run off how many games Boston, Dallas, and read off the scores, please. Can you please? I'm asking you, please, brother.
I'm going to it.
Hey, Fleet, up here, AllBall TV, we be fair. Come on,
yes,
we two
do.
sides of a coin.
That's a fact.
Two sides of a coin. So this great era that everybody says the most talented, best basketball ever. Read them stats. How many games?
We is a lot of people. 107-89 Mavericks, game 1, 105-98. I'm sorry, Celtics. 105-98 Celtics, 106-99 Celtics, 122-84 Mavericks, and 106-88 Celtics.
And I mean, that's
listen, you couldn't pay me to watch that Spurs Pistons series, I'll tell you that much.
Okay,
there's no way you're telling me
this series.
That's a lie.
Hold on, wait.
You're
changing.
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not changing anything. I'm trying to make my point before I was rudely interrupted with that bummage. Neither one are great. Wow. That is my point. The NBA goes through all these ups and downs, which I've always said. There's going to be a time period we want to watch. You're going to have these super duper guys like Magic, Bird, rivalries, Michael Jordan coming in there. Then you had a bunch of fake Pistons in the 90s and get and then you get the 2000s Pistons with the Spurs. You can't tell me one of my favorite teams to watch ever. One of my favorite teams to watch ever is the early 2010 Spurs.
You stepped on my Jordans, nigga. Stepped on my Jordans.
That's crazy. It's the 2010s, the early 2010 Spurs. It's not even close. These teams don't play like that. As a matter of fact, they're all fake versions of that Spurs team. So when y'all try to tell me that it's all because of them jacking 3-pointers, okay, that Spurs Pistons shit was garbage. Nobody wanted to watch it. They got rid of the rules because of it. So now that the ratings are dropping, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna have to change the rules again to make the people that want to watch. That's just bottom line. This ain't no. I'm not the one to keep complaining about this shit. That's not me. I'm gonna watch the people that I want. Will they need classic games this year? Nah. So change the shit. They're gonna change the rules up for this. Good. I've been saying this for 10 years. Since Harden was, he's the second best 2-guard ever. No, he's not. They're changing the rules for him. That's crazy.
The rule, yeah, but changing the rules at this point doesn't matter. It's you got to change the inside of these guys' fabric, bro. Listen, I'm not here to argue, my brother.
No. What do you mean you're not here to argue?
Right.
Listen, I'm the only person that complains about the NFL. It sounds like I'm not watching. That ain't the NFL, but that shit is the most popular it's been in over like 10 years. Ain't nobody complaining about the UFC. The NBA can regulate this. Don't say nobody can fix this. Yes, the hell they can, because they tried to do it before. No, we're not gonna have another Michael Jordan, but you can stop giving technicals to everybody so it's short, like shout out to Turbo, like he just finished saying. Let the people that's supposed to be the authority figures enforce it. Don't let Draymond go crazy. We don't really want to see that. No, if this is nuts. Let the players regulate some of the game, but you got to get it in control. I don't want to see the players going crazy on the referees. All that shit is the players are out of control and the NBA let it. You can't tell me in high school they're going crazy and everybody in the stands is going crazy with no rules. I don't know what the hell you think you're doing on the sideline yelling at these people either. This is bananas. And it starts with the NBA going, yo, you know what? Enough is enough. The coach is going to be allowed to yell at you. And if you don't like it, tough luck. We suspending you the rest of your pay for the rest of the year. They can regulate that. They're an organization. I would never understand that. I ain't paying you $1 billion. You just spit in my face like that. No, you got to go play and act like a grown man. They're not teaching them, the men, to be grown men. They don't even allow the grown men to be in the locker rooms anymore. The whole league is younger. So, of course, the kids are going to be acting even younger than themselves. That's why I thought the point you made, Flea, was amazing. Amazing. Because they don't have real dudes there to teach them. The Oakleys of the world, whoever it is, to tell these kids, yo, what? You can't do that. Kobe said his father snuffed him during like a halftime game or something like that. You don't hear that anymore. What do we always love about LeVar Ball? He got 3 of them kids a contract because he teaches and follows with a style that we're familiar with, that we love. The NBA ain't pushing for that. That's the problem. And I think the NBA can actually lead the cause with that and be more like football and UFC, as ironic as that may sound.
I think you were saying 2 different things, and that's okay because both things are. I don't agree with the Spurs and the Pistons not. If it was unwatchable because it was boring and not exciting, that's fine. But the basketball wasn't bad. It wasn't looked at like this is bad basketball. We're talking about the literal gameplay right now, and it's evolved into who these kids are and all that kind of stuff. But when you watch the game, it is not appealing anymore because they're not playing a good brand of basketball. Long threes lead to long rebounds, which lead to long outlets, which leads to transition, which leads to easy back. Like it's not a strategic game anymore. You don't see guys you don't see the actual talent of coaches out there anymore because Fabian's team plays very similar to Flea's team, and Flea's team plays very similar to AllBall's team. And guess what? All our teams play very similar styles of basketball. That was a big thing. You could actually see the difference between a Don Nelson coach team and a Pat Riley coach team. Joe Mazzulla just said, I don't even watch I don't like watching it. What are you talking? You're a head coach.
So you don't think the NBA was ever like that before? There was a bunch of teams doing the same thing?
Where it was just bad basketball?
I'm not forget bad basketball. I'm saying people are playing.
I can't forget that because that's where I'm at. That's where we at.
Yeah, but every team in the 90s was not great. They played similar styles with a big man trying to rebound and trying to replicate the Pistons. It was the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Hawks, the Pistons, the Pacers, the Knicks. It was very similar styles, and it wasn't all great. It just wasn't. Did I say the Pacers?
But it was competitive though, man.
Yes, you're saying it's not great because it was copycat. You're missing the point about copying something that you can't do. We're talking about people that can't shoot, trying to shoot right now.
I agree, of course. But
when
the point is
that
that
your team a certain way, that's very different than playing the same style of basketball.
Right, but even that, what I'm telling you is even that brought the ratings down. That's not going to bring the ratings back. Is my point. You gotta change.
What is doing what? Bringing back physicality is going to bring back the ratings. That's not. I don't agree with that either.
No, I'm saying no matter what you do, there's going to be a time period where you start copying some shit because it worked. Then we're going to go through this time period where we go, I'm sick of this. We're just all bitching and moaning because the ratings are down and we're seeing the same thing. There's no more Warriors. There is no more great team. Who's the greatest team in the last 3 or 4 years? There isn't one. They don't even stay consistently on the same team enough to give us a great product.
And that's a great point. But for me, what sums it up, right? That was a great point. But to me, what sums it up for me is look at the All-Star games the last couple years.
Oh man,
right? So to me, exactly. That's
terrible.
Right. That's what sums it up for me. And Fitz says something in the comments that I totally agree with. It's not the game. It's the fabric of these guys, man. Like these guys, and I always say it, they found a loophole and they took advantage. Listen, man, The love for the game is not there. Giannis said something, and I don't know how old his clip is. He said he was practicing or trying out or working out with Kevin Garnett. He said Kevin Garnett was sweating more than me, and I'm the one playing. My point is, these guys, I don't know where it happened, but the love for the game is gone. It's literally, and Flea said, it's literally about everything else besides the game. Paul George can't wait to rush to go on his podcast. Like, I'm thinking these guys, as they on the court, they're thinking about their podcast. These guys don't want to be great. They don't care about the game. And me being in Vegas, I felt I was cheated. And if it was a way for me to get my money, to refund my money for those games, I would love to get my money back. That's how bad those games was. And if y'all was home watching it, y'all know I'm not lying. Those games was blowouts. Yo, that Houston game, I'm watching. Remember, I'm there going, what is this? And then I thought of Fabian Flea. I said, Fabian might have been right about Jalen Green. I was going so crazy. You know what I mean? Good player. But once again, these guys get caught up in the mix. And just imagine out of 100 shots, half of those are three-point shots. And half of them is bad shots and they bricking. Come on, bro. This shit is unwatchable, man. And for me, I'm going to just leave it at this. The All-Star game sums up these guys' mentality towards the game of basketball, because you should never feel comfortable as a competitor to do something like that on the basketball court.
Fleet, 2 points real quick. As much as I criticize, I push back with the Jalen, what's his name? Jalen Green from Houston Rockets. He didn't deserve that indirect shot from AllBall. That was hasty. And number two, the All-Star game should be like the Olympics of the NBA. That's supposed to be like the World Cup for us. Then you go to the Olympics and show the rest of the world whatever it is. That is set. When you made that point, it's like, yo, Flea, damn, the All-Star game is really true. So y'all will go, we see all these stupid ass summer highlights, and y'all can't do that for the winter? One game?
And this is my last point for the night. I'll leave and you know, we leave it at that. But there was been opportunities, right, for the leaders and the faces of the NBA to put a staple and give their opinion and let the world know and the guys that they play with how they feel about it. They asked Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant flat out said, I hate it. Right? I hate it. They asked the face, and y'all know I'm an apologist. I'm not a fan, but I'm a LeBron apologist because these two brothers next to me, they kill him, and I got to be the balance sometimes. But they gave Bron an opportunity today to give his true opinion on the game and how they can fix or just speak on the All-Star game. And he chose not to. Right? He said there's too many threes, whatever. But he was passive. Y'all Sacramento. I can't give y'all that. Like, Sacramento ain't shit. It's still an NBA. It's still an NBA city. You could have took this opportunity right now to make a statement and say, yo, I've been a part of the bullshit. Tell me the last memorable All-Star game in the last 20 years.
Preach.
Bron's been a part of all of them.
Preach.
So
preach.
Last 10, we can even go 10 years. Fuck 20 years. Let's go 10 years. Let's go 5 years. So that's all I wanted to say. Like the faces of the NBA that still remain: Bron, KD, Steph Curry. Y'all have an opportunity to still put y'all hands on it and say, yo, we can change this. If y'all let the most competitive nigga in the league have a say so, it will be different. I think Giannis is the most competitive cat in the league. But they don't respect, you know, he doesn't have a lot of respect. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, man. Great point. And, you know, for for the All-Star game to not have the best at their positions playing? Why is not Curry, Clay, Dame Lillard? Why they not continuously Devin Booker in the three-point contest? Why is not the best dunkers continually in the dunk contest? Mike, Dominique, and them guys did it for numerous years. Like, come on, Bird and guys, Reggie Miller and guys did it for numerous years. So for me, it just goes to show that, to me, I think these guys all got together and just said, we're gonna rob the system. And it's starting to show now, fellas. And it's sad. And Flea, you made a great point that, listen, man, it starts from the top. And a lot of the faces and the leaders, listen, man, I heard Kevin Durant say out his mouth, I'm a champion in life. The championship doesn't mean that much to me. What? I heard Carmelo Anthony say a gold medal is more important than winning a championship. So I'm not here to argue and throw shots at them guys with Fleet. It just, you made a great point, man. Some guys set the precedent. And I think that when the youth looks at it like that, listen, all they do is take heed of that. If my OG say championships don't matter, I ain't even worrying about that. I ain't worrying about being great and win a championship. Now we popping. We got the Lambo truck. I got 3 million followers. That's all they worrying about. Listen, man, we in trouble. And my opinion, they cheating the game of basketball and they cheating the fans. The prices for these tickets is horrendous. Horrendous. And for it to be nothing but bad basketball, and I'm a diehard Knicks fan. When teams shoot too many three-point shots and you're not a great three-point shooting team, that sums it up right there. But yeah, man, we can talk about this all night.
That's
That's
how your beloved Orlando Magic is going to shoot themselves in the foot. They keep shooting all these threes. They're the worst three-point shooting team in the league, and they're going to keep putting them up, no matter what. Not change a thing.
Yeah, I think every team is going to shoot themselves in the foot. With that, and just if I'm not mistaken, Deuce didn't start. Precious O'Trua started.
Oh, the game is on. Yeah,
Yeah. Julius Randle came out on fire. Brunson with that stupid ass move. Go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry. Look, Randle, another 3. Randle probably got about 10. Get me out of here, because I'm about to say some shit on screen that might get us kicked off. I can't stand this.
Julius Randle has 13 points in the first quarter going bananas. But of course, the game means nothing to him. Lies. And look who's there watching. Get me off this screen. Yeah, I don't care about this game. Guess who's going to watch the rest of the game? No, shut his mic off. Guess who's going to watch the rest of the game? Yeah, my Knicks too. And you into, Lord have mercy. I'm about to crack the video tree. Yeah, because the former niggas going bananas.
Let me tell you something. So all right. So let me ask y'all this. Okay, Minnesota when Julius Randle has a good game. What does that mean for Minnesota? Just your opinion, real quick.
For Minnesota, I don't care what it means to Minnesota. I care about what it means to me, you.
Please, did I not say that? Please, did I not say that earlier?
No, you didn't say that.
I'm just still fucked up off the Giancarlo Esposito drop. That shit was crazy.
Listen, I'll take that bank account any day now.
That's a fact, though.
Great actor, by the way, too, man. Listen,
excellent.
He can play a white man, a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, a black man.
Like, he can play everything. OG.
That shit is crazy.
Versatile.
That is crazy. Before we get out of here, can I ask y'all a question? I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days. Who is more talented?
One-word answer? Is it a one-word answer? Because we'll be here for another half hour.
No, we not, because I'm jumping off. I wouldn't even allow y'all to do that.
Because you got to watch Julius Randle.
Who's more talented? Eddie Murphy or Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
I don't even think it's close.
So now remember, thinking wise, we know he got him beat. He played the piano as an actor as well.
I mean, acting is probably another conversation, but in totality, Jamie can sing. He's a comedian, obviously. Like the singing thing takes Jamie to the next level over Eddie for me. Like when we're talking about talent, we're talking about talent. So that's everything, not just Eddie being a great actor.
I heard Corey Holcomb say Jamie Foxx is the best performer out. I haven't watched his new special yet, but that's a great. I answered to. Well, damn.
You know, but you can't go into it thinking you're gonna laugh. It was good to me,
right?
But you're going into it thinking you about to.
Right, it ain't one of those. Yeah, it's one of those thinking good. Yeah, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't that.
Hell.
So that's why I said that because you know me when I hear stand up, I want to laugh. I don't want to
laugh. No question. No question. OG.
I want to laugh.
Yo, Flea, who you said was a bigger hater, me or AllBall?
Oh, listen, I hate. Hold on. Let's get this correct. I hate everything. I don't run from that. I don't ever deny that. I don't like nothing but my brothers up here and everybody in the chat. Everything else go to hell. I don't like my kids sometimes.
But
you said everybody in Philly could hurt themselves, and look at Jared McCain now. It's nasty, OG.
You know what gives Jamie Foxx the edge is
what did he tell? Knicks for life.
I'm not even playing no drops.
Go to hell.
You a sicko, man. I'm not playing no drops. Tune in. It might be 6 p.m. Depends on my overtime schedule. If I get 20 minutes to drive from my job.
And I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm invested in this game. I just seen Julius Randle like score and yelled and all that. So Fabian, you are correct. I was wrong. Now I'm invested. Julius Randle kissed my ass.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Big Flea. Never the little one. Never the little one.
AllBall suckers. Nah, you see the game face? They came out to play for Julius Randle. I don't get. Come on, cut this shit off.
Listen, first of all, and last of all, I'm always right. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.